So last night I come across this video of Nancy Pelosi talking about we need to have a compromise between the DC court ruling and the assault weapons ban that we used to have. Now, DC court ruling says that any weapon, the government cannot place restrictions on the types of weapons that a person can have. This means if somebody really wanted to, and I suggest people start doing it, especially if you can afford the lawyers. I can't. Or at least get your NRA people to do it, like all the little liberal asswipes who run to the courts to have laws changed and sue for whatever. Let's start suing because we can't get fully automatics. The law now says that the government cannot place restrictions on our right to bear arms. This is where a problem comes in at. Nancy Pelosi, and this is a small little part you got to pay attention to because they say things which have a tendency to sound good, but when you pay attention to a small little nuance of words. Okay, so Nancy Pelosi, she said we need a compromise between the DC ruling and the assault weapons ban. How do you compromise on the law? I mean, I'm serious, I want to know this. How do you compromise on the law? If you compromise the law, isn't that the same as breaking it? More so, if the government makes up a law which violates the law of the Constitution, then doesn't that make it an invalid law? Seriously, think about that. How can you have two sets of laws? More importantly, fuck that. Let's deal with something. First and foremost, we have Bush 2. The dumbass in office before we got Obama, who said the Constitution was nothing more than a piece of paper. It's actually 3 pieces of paper. It's not including the Bill of Rights. The original Constitution set the framework for the powers in the government that we have. It gave each section of government their power. If we accept that the Constitution is law, then we have a government. If we accept that the Constitution is law, then we have law. If the Constitution is nothing more than a piece of paper, then we don't have a government. We have an anarchy. Well, it's an anarchy. You do what the fuck you want because the Constitution is just a piece of paper. Which means that since it's a piece of paper, which gives the states their rights, which gives the government their laws, which gives the politicians their position to make up these laws. It's just a piece of paper, so it doesn't fucking matter, so who cares? And if it's just a piece of paper which they can violate at will, it also means that they have no position of power. They're just nothing more than an imposing foreign army on ungoverned soil, forcing us to do their bidding through sheer force of arms. We're going to compromise. Then we have Obama, who said that the Constitution, while it was the great idea that it was great for its time, is antiquated and needs to be adjusted to the modern day. Let me explain to you what that means. It means I do not want to be restricted by the laws of the Republic of the United States of America. We're a republic, not a democracy, by the way. Now, if I don't want to be restricted by the laws of the Republic, by the same laws which say the President cannot authorize the United States Army to go to war without the approval of Congress. The same laws which say that the Supreme Court must measure all laws passed in governance of this country with the wording of the Constitution and its amendments. First 10 Amendments being the Bill of Rights. So then, if we uphold the DC court ruling that the government does not have the right to restrict firearms by the civilian populace according to the law, we must also accept that anyone who challenges this constitutional matter without actually dealing with rewriting the Constitution is in fact violating the law. That means a large percentage of our politicians are criminals. And it gets better, because they're talking about compromising. Compromise is great. Compromise means you meet in the middle and you find common ground and you work from there. However, the law is an absolute thing. If the law says thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not kill. If the law says do not steal, you do not steal. Therefore, if you are compromising and finding a way to subvert a law, you are violating that law, both in spirit, in principle, and in actual wording. You cannot simply say, we're going to compromise. And for every dumb shit, because that's exactly what they are, who says that compromise is such a great thing? No, it's not. Compromise is what killed 5 million Jews in Nazi Germany. Compromise is what killed another 6 million in Stalin's communist Russia. Compromise is what killed millions of Native American tribes with smallpox. Compromise is how people get you to walk right into a fucking trap so they beat your ass and take your wallet. Compromise is how you lose your rights and your freedoms. Compromise is how you destroy the law. That's okay. But we're going to compromise. Compromise sounds like such a good thing. It's not. Look, we've been told by modern mainstream media and pop culture society and bleeding heart dumb fuck liberals that compromise is a good thing. We've been told that there is no such thing as black and white, no such thing as right and wrong. I'm going to let you in on a secret. Here's the secret. That is the biggest crock of bullshit next to I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Doesn't work that way. The law is a concrete thing. It is a line drawn in the sand. It is a mile marker. It is a landmark by which we are supposed to judge our lives. Now, granted, I think there are a lot of bullshit fucking laws out there. But if you violate them, you still get punished for it. There is no compromise. There is no we'll meet in the middle. There is simply, this is the law, this is the order of the law, this is what you must maintain. Now we are being told by our government that they want to compromise on your rights, on the law that protects your rights. Because, what? Because of the evil assault weapons? Because people are afraid of guns? The same people who are too chicken shit to stand up for themselves and fight the bullies in school, they just got their asses beat? No. Because of the Mexico drug trade? Nope. They want you disarmed because a disarmed populace, no matter how well educated, is nothing more than cannon fodder. You can protest all you want, but you have no means of securing your liberty or your freedom. At least that's what they tell themselves. No tyrant has ever left an armed population to subvert him.